silence. The future is here to revolt.
I've been working part-time jobs, chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much, I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes I always feel different. Tell me everything's alright. Life is just a bunch of faces, and if it's not, we'll still be fine. I know we're going places. I don't care too much, I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes I always feel different. In your eyes I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes I always feel different. Under peach yellow.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Dota's the kind of game where you kind of know you're going to win before it's even over. I was having a down day, and I decided to revisit some good memories. My name is Peter PPD Dager, and these are my moments of brilliance.
Multiple witnesses have reported mysterious shadow sightings all around the city. According to experts, the origin of these shadows is
You leave it to me. I'll get your taxes in an okay place.
What?
Well, just as soon as my audit is over, this gets my undivided attention.
Take a lot of trips to the islands, Phil.
Pretty great, right? Oh, Phil's legally dead. Fell off a boat. Going by Dennis now. Solari. Long story. Then we got, oh, no, you're not gonna wanna see this.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Just okay is not okay. AT&T has America's best network, now with our best plans at our best prices, starting at $35 a line for 4 lines, new from AT&T.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
ESL 1 Los Angeles is brought to you in part by Intel, Mercedes-Benz, AT&T, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, and GG Bet.
Welcome everyone to game number 1 between Viking GG and Gambit Esports for the ESL 1 Los Angeles Group A group stage. Today I am your caster DK Truman and my co-caster is Kips.
Hello, hello.
And we're going to be covering this first match. We were previously discussing the bans a little bit, and we were actually talking about the fact that both teams like to play the Chen. And as a last ban, they do ban out the Chen so that Celery doesn't get his hero. Otherwise, you know, FNG would have wanted the Chen. And this is an Aramis Rubik because that is pretty much his main played hero.
Very flexible opening as well. Rubik has, like, his laning stage has been nerfed a little bit with Fate Bolt costing more mana, but it's not that big of a deal with the size of the mana pool, so it's just such a flexible opener. You're going to have a decent lane with it, and it makes drafting for the enemy, I can't say hard, but inconvenient, because you usually don't want to give away a really good Rubik game. So, Earthshaker, probably not. Set to go for the Ancient Apparition, and this opens up a lot of picks for Gambit actually. If you take the AA yourself, it means that picks like, well, for example, the Huskar are open to yourself, and they continue with the Void Spirit.
Void Spirit is pretty good flex pick. It's viable in pretty much every lane, though safe lane doesn't really get picked up as much anymore. But Rubik in general against Ancient Apparition is always nice. If you get the spell amplification and steal the Ice Blast, it's so much damage.
And here's the Beastmaster. You actually mentioned this for
yeah, for Toby.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, he loves playing Beastmaster, Timbersaw, Batrider. Yeah, mainly those heroes at the moment, currently. He also loves playing the Lycan, but they already banned that on the Gambit Esports side, like an off lane. Pretty nasty.
5 seconds.
Yeah, so he's got the next best thing, Beastmaster. Do you reckon he's gonna go the Necro one into Blink build?
Helm of the Dominator most of the time, then Necrobook. He just goes Helm of the Dominator mostly. Though it's kind of a flex hero in that regard. It's either of the two or both, but it's just a lot of push, and that's what you want the Beastmaster for, auras and push.
Yeah, basically. Of course, Beastmaster is a great all-rounder. I don't know if you've ever heard me go on my Beastmaster rant, but I love this hero. It's a great laner. You get vision out of it. You get a BKB piercing stun. He does wave glare. He does auras. He does it all. So, I love that guy. And the lockdown is going to be very useful against something elusive like the Void Spirit, although they would need to lift first, because otherwise the Void Spirit can, of course, dodge the roar.
Yeah, but I believe in the Aramis Rubik. I've seen it many times. It's like he's an excellent Rubik player. Though I do miss his Tiny a lot. But Tiny doesn't get played anymore.
Dire team picked.
We do also see these, the very important Dream Naga Siren ban. Because it's very good in the lane against the Beastmaster, and Dream, I think it's probably his most played hero currently. And on the other side, Dusa, because Dusa is still broken.
In what way do you consider Dusa broken?
10 seconds remaining.
The Manta style rapier at 25 minutes, game's over, kind of broken.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, okay. Don't you think that's still a very risky play to make?
I mean, there was, this was 2 weeks ago when everyone picked Dusa, but at that point, I think it had like, in 20 games I saw, it won 18 times. It was a ridiculous win rate. There was nothing that, even though they destroyed him in the lane, the moment he got a little bit of farm, got the Manta style, then immediately went for the rapier, or sometimes even a little bit later, and then just, you can't touch her in the, 7 seconds that she pops her ulti, and then gets 50% damage increase while also 50% movement increase. She really hunts you down.
It's that movement speed increase that really did it, isn't it? You mentioned this hero before as well, the Snapfire. I enjoyed this into the Clockwork so much. You can either bring other people in there with him or push them out.
Or if he cogs someone, you just throw molten lobs of fury right on top of them.
Oh yeah. I also like it in combination with the Clockwork for that very
10
reason.
seconds
But
remaining.
it's a good counter. And she's also nice and tanky, so together with the
5
Beastmaster, they
seconds
already have
remaining.
a decent amount of ways to absorb damage, whereas Gambit is looking a little
Radiant
bit more...
team pick.
Yeah, there we go. This is like Satchlo. Satchlo was playing Darkseer before it was cool, after it was cool, while it was cool. This man just plays Darkseer all the time. I think he's one of the best Darkseer players currently around. Nothing else, just because he's been playing it. He's so routined.
Yeah, but the problem that I always have with Darkseer is you're giving the enemy safe laner a completely free lane, so they can go for an incredibly greedy safe laner.
Well, I'm hoping to see Clockwork Darkseer do a little bit more work here. They can definitely run the enemy support down, for example.
Well, yeah, they can take that, but the core is going to be under the tower. That's why they banned the Dusa, because otherwise you'd literally have a Dusa. Yeah, anti-mage. As I said, they're going to go incredibly greedy on their core, because Darkseer, he can't harm anti-mage. He can't contest him in the lane, and that's why I always am kind of skeptical for the Darkseer. I mean, this is a really good anti-mage game.
This is a great anti-mage game. And the Darkseer pick, of course, also gave away this is most likely a GPK Void Spirit. And I gotta say, I've never seen his Void Spirit before, because I believe the last time that Gambit played at all was 27 days ago. I'm not sure if Void Spirit was... It was in the game already, but he hasn't actually picked it up for a long time now. Yeah, last time he did it was more than a month ago.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, yeah, then this is actually what I was talking about, that normally Gambit are more the reserved type of team. And more farm heavy, but with the pickup of GPK playing that mid Void Spirit, I am very interested in seeing how Gambit is gonna run this game, because Void Spirit needs to be active. It has a really strong early game, then slightly mid to late game it becomes rather weak, and then, I mean, if you're talking about ultra late game, depending on what talents you go, he can be amazingly powerful.
Yep, there is of course the crit on level 25 talent, which is the moment where he becomes relevant again.
Monkey King.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're running with the Darkseer, you could also go for the 3-second stun. The vacuum into a 3-second AoE stun is also not bad.
I would even say that it's pretty dang good.
Exactly.
But it really depends on how the game develops. Like, this Viking lineup is not actually extremely... You can't see them fighting very clustered here. There's no big team fight ultimates where you gotta run in or anything. In fact, they can stay quite distant with a lot of these heroes, so I'm curious to see. At any rate, in combination with the Darkseer and the Ion Shell, this Void Spirit has the opportunity to go off real hard, real fast in that early to mid game.
Yeah. It does, but I mean, the Void Spirit does lose heavily to the Monkey King. They could always decide to swap the Void Spirit to the side lane and just try to destroy the Monkey King. But Monkey King normally is a hard count to the Void Spirit, but they're gonna go to the Terrorblade. Good counter to the Anti-Mage with the Reflection, drains his mana back.
It's interesting, because the last time that they played Void Spirit, it was Void Spirit Terrorblade as well, with an AA on the team.
So they pretty much are a one-trick pony there. Good to know.
They have some ideas. That was also against a VP Anti-Mage.
Did they win that?
Beastmaster, I must say. They lost.
Oh, okay. So that's good news for Viking then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the chat knows by now that if they see your name, that it's the Viking bias cast, right?
I'm gonna try not to be too biased, but I do like Viking GG's odds. I am a fan of the Terrorblade returning to the meta though, but when I see the Gambit Esports lineup, Darkseer has to be in a lot of sustain because their lineup is really prone to being caught out easily. Like if the Terrorblade, a hero that's very weak against magic damage, gets roared and then Snapfire ulti on top, Terrorblade's dead in half a second.
He is, yes. What I'd like to ask you, because you've been following Viking for a while now, right? And Gambit is, honestly, I'd consider them a tier higher. Do you think that Viking's lineup is good enough that it beats Gambit, even though Gambit has just the higher quality players? Probably.
I wouldn't say higher quality players, but I think that the Anti-Mage, especially because you're gonna have with the changes in bots and everything, so you can't defend your base as easily. So split pushing Anti-Mages with that extra blink range and the cooldown reduction become a lot harder to deal with. Also Toby with the Beastmaster, so your Terrorblade's gonna constantly have to send all of his illusions back to defend the base against those two, and it's gonna be rather problematic to just deal with the split push on for the Gambit side of things. I think that Viking GG have a very good chance at taking this game. I really dig the draft. There's some great steals to make for the Rubik as well. Not superb, like not the greatest in the world, no Black Hole for instance, but a nice Ice Blast, a good, the Vacuum is always great, or the Surge, especially the Surge would be massive on that on a Monkey King or an Anti-Mage. And we see an aggressive move. However, X's Vampire, he is dead.
Yeah, this looks rather inconvenient for him.
Oh, Shad went for first level blink.
First blood. I'm just getting started.
But the mid laner getting first blood. That's never fun to see.
Not if you're GPK, no. And I was looking forward to seeing if GPK could outplay his way out of this, well, bad matchup, honestly. But that's going to be extra hard now.
Oh yeah, by the way, for the people that are later going to be curious if Toby Dotes is Toby 1, he is not. There's a difference. Toby is Austrian. Toby 1 is Australian. Hey.
Important distinction. One of these is in the Eurovision Song Festival.
Aren't they both?
They are, yes. That's the joke.
Okay. Okay, it went right over my head. But yeah, there's no Eurosong Festival this year.
Is in.
Yeah. There is only one kind of strange that there's only one Austrian professional esports Dota player, and that is actually Toby. I checked the Wikipedia for that.
Today I learned. Alright, let's see how these lanes are going to shape up. So we already know that the mid matchup is probably going to be a rough one. Then Satchel is just cutting, and this is what I would like him to see him do, because as you said, he can't really contest up against this Ant Mage. It's not happening. So instead what they're going to do is they're going to deprive Celery of farm, mostly. And Shad is going to be fine last hitting under tower. Like usually when you pull creeps like Satchel is doing right now, you're hoping that you're up against a range carry, because those take way more damage usually and hate last hitting under tower way more than an anti-mage, who's just fine with it. He's not actually going for the Tarrasque here, I see, but because he's not going to be hit in lane at all, I think that's the correct choice. So he's just going to get a Wraith Band up and then move on towards the Battle Fury immediately.
Yeah, it's I mean, as said, this is just a free lane for whatever safe lane that you get. And yeah, top lane, however, that's the thing that's also kind of problematic here for Gambit, is the fact that that's also a lane that you lose. Like the Terrorblade, once he doesn't have, once his meta is on cooldown, together with the AA, both heroes can get caught out pretty easily against the Beastmaster Rubik. I mean, Rubik is just, in general, one of the most annoying heroes to play up against, because that Fade Bolt is just absolutely annoying.
Fade Bolt makes trading pretty much impossible, and it's the way you play it as Rubik is as well, you determine when the trade is over, because that's when you pop the Fade Bolt, and you can just say no, we're not trading at all.
Exactly. But let's see how mid lane is going. That was the one that we, yeah, Boom is having fun in the mid lane up against GPK.
He is, as expected, so Void Spirit can only really secure range creeps by using his Resonant Pulse. And even then, he's going to have to rely on a lot of these just creep wave tricks in order to get any last hits at all. So as you can see there, it's just...
This one was always mine.
Yeah, GPK is having a tough lane, but in the meantime, oh, Excess Vampire just suicides at the tier 3 tower to get that quicker respawn and get his mana back. But the lanes are going really well for Viking so far. 1k net worth lead on their side. All three of their lanes are going really well. As expected, the lane top is pushed in, so Toby gets all that free gold if he doesn't miss a creep kill.
CS lol. He's good.
But yeah, Beastmaster doesn't really become a real threat until he has, well, Boar level 2/level 3. And he is going for that Necrobook level 1 that you were talking about in the pre-draft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so much extra farm speed right now. Strength in the region.
It's 100 gold cheaper than the Midas, and it brings you a lot more value than the Midas ever would. Except for an Ogre Magi, of course, but you know, Ogre Magi is a meh.
He's a special case. His mom says so as well. He's special.
He's very special. Yeah, Shad's lane is just absolutely easy mode. It's 2k net worth lead for Viking right now. I think they just have so far an amazing draft. It's gonna take a while before Terrorblade can even fight. Like, that's the thing. They have to use their heroes. GPK needs to early rotate and together with the Clockwork and try and get some kills. However, Clockwork is of course a 4, so he's not going to be that strong and early rotating. Shaklo not gonna have vacuum for a while, so the catches until like minute 12, 13, they don't really have any good rotation possibilities.
No, what GPK is going to be looking out for is any overextensions from Viking, and he's going to look to punish those. Because going in on your own, as Wood Spirit, you do have a really high kill threshold. Like, you can go in when someone is basically at 70% health, right? Just because of his insane burst power. But that is also basically solo kill power, and you only get to do that once, because you need to save your second astral step for getting out. Otherwise your fragile ass just gets bursted. And they have found Celery over here, who is most likely dead, because the Clockwork, no?
Wukong's command gets bump faked and they get scared.
Yes. Rightfully so.
Yeah, GPK didn't have his level 6 yet, so without the astral step, it's a little bit too risky to face up against the Monkey King right now. Like, he also didn't go for dissimulate, so he has no... If he gets caught out, for instance, with the shotgun blast, he gets slowed too much and he can't escape. But in the meantime, top lane under the tower, Toby and Aramis pushing FNG and Dream back. Double TP being used. That's 180 gold spent right there. GPK is actually going to continue the TP, going for Toby, who dodges the Aether Remnant and is just going to be able to walk this off. On the high ground, Aramis. No, his career! It's gonna die to the range creep!
Has been killed.
And GPK actually loses sight of Aramis here, otherwise I think he goes in.
Oh, Celery in the meantime takes out...
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And he's just not going for it.
Radiant structure.
Seems Clockwork was actually TPing towards the top and got caught by probably a cookie.
Double damage.
Because his TP got interrupted, it seems, and he died immediately afterwards. 3k lead now for Viking. GG, top 2 net worth. Shad and Boom absolutely spiking that top.
This is going to be a very early Battle Fury for this anti-mage.
Radiant's middle tower
He's loving
is
life
under
right
attack.
now. There hasn't been a hero in his lane for about 3 minutes now. And that's half the match. That's just straight up half the match. So Terrorblade, one of the things this hero can do, of course, is with his Conjure Image, he can retreat into the jungle very early. However, the problem they have is that their Ancient Apparition is not actually very suited to holding towers on his own like this. He doesn't have any way to get the wave off of the tower. And the other problem is that Aramis on his earlier rotation got a ward down, so they can just watch this Terrorblade in his jungle, and he's going to get caught right now. TP out.
Oh, dies
Very
while he
close.
TPs. 75 seconds. No TP when he comes back alive, so he has to walk. His metamorphosis is on cooldown. And most importantly, 90 gold spent. Every single time I see a TP get interrupted, I'm like, 90 gold!
The campfire is going on Boom in mid. It's like this is a level 3 Clockwork, just battery assaulting down. A level 7. Oh no, he doesn't have Rocket Flare. He doesn't have any levels in Rocket Flare. Oh, that is so sad.
That would have been that would have been like 2-3 levels added to him. Oh, Toby in the top lane versus GPK. But GPK almost dies to the Necrobook creep. I mean, it's what, 600 damage did you take? Yeah, last will damage 600
for it now. It's stupid. That actually, like, that is one of the big reasons. Normally, you at least paid some price.
GPK does have an astral step in a couple of seconds. Boom. Found the strike. GPK dead. Oh my god. This is absolutely looking disastrous for Gambit. I want to say that GPK, Dream should be their ticket back, but he is almost the same net worth as Aramis is.
I haven't looked at the net worth yet. Is it bad?
It's really bad. Shad's double the net worth, and so is Boom.
Oh, I just opened it. I'm gonna go back to those last hits if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, this is Gambit in Struggleville.
Normally what I do at this phase in the game, around the transition out of the laning phase, I go to the levels instead, because those do mean more than the net worth usually, but when you're this far behind, it is actually really serious. When nobody has a full item up, right, spells are still more powerful than items, but
I mean,
they have items.
Yeah, they almost have an item while Terrorblade doesn't even have his boots ready. And it's about to die again. Oh, Dream, this is... yeah. They still haven't counter-warded that one on the high ground, though. That's... you should have had one...
It got pinged out by FNG right now, but that's... too late. They didn't even sentry up after... No, they did actually sentry up after his last rotation in here, and they found one ward with that sentry now. But that's the new ward, not the old one. They now know that there's 2. And FNG does still have sentries. He doesn't even get the gold.
Oh, GPK. There's going to be Wukong's command down. GPK gets stunned up, has one more astral step, will jump out of there. But in the meantime, Toby gets rid of Excess Vampire top lane. They're going to catch themselves an FNG, and there's no save for FNG. I mean, it's that's the thing with Ancient Apparition. It's like free money at one point for everyone in this Viking GG lineup.
Dire's top tower.
Yep, he's just a little bag of money, and At this point, really, everything is going to come down to Sashlo on the side of Gambit, because he's the only one who's been able to get any farm, the only one who's been able to get an item. He's got Helm of Dominator up. Maybe he can make some plays if he meets up with GPK. One of the problems, though, is that these two have been on completely opposite sides of the map for the entire game so far, whereas if you use the Surge and the Ion Shell...
Shad? Oh, he knows.
No, they're not going for Shad.
They didn't smoke up. Easy. Escape, TPs towards the top. His Battle Fury is now done. It's an 11-minute Battle Fury.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's, I mean...
You sound very triumphant there, but they were never going to try and kill him. They were just coming for this tower, because at this point you need to create space on the map. You need to slow the game down. So if you take the enemy towers down, they can't TP as far out. And it means that you have a little bit more time. They're going to have to think about defending mid now. And are they going to actually do it? Like, I don't think you can def mid.
I don't think you can really def any... Like, the only thing that they can do right now is hope Dream can get some farm. Because Boom is done with that Echo Saber, so you've got that nasty heavy hit slow as well. But you just won't outfarm an anti-mage. You just... It's...
Certainly not an anti-mage who's had this much of a start.
Yeah, who has a Battle Fury at 11 minutes. I mean, he skipped his boots for it, so, to get it faster. 7k lead now for Viking GG. 9-0 ahead.
Gambit have done what was necessary, though. They've established some control of the enemy jungle. They have a little bit of space for Dream to farm right now. And they also very correctly just gave up that mid tower. There's nothing to be done there. And because of the Beastmaster build, at the very least, there's not a very big Roche threat coming out from Vikings. So it doesn't matter too much that they give up control of that area of the map right now. So they've got a little bit more space around this triangle where Dream is most likely going to want to be. And then it's all up to GPK and Sashlo to try and keep the waves out right now.
Yeah, speaking of Shaklo, he's he's dead. And that's going to be 200 gold right there for Celery added to his bank account. Well, the smoke hasn't even been popped. I love Mortimer's Kisses. I just love Snapfire as a hero. Though I always, I should never buy the Aghanim Scepter ever again, because every single time I do, I keep just throwing my teammates into the enemy's fountain.
Curious. I'm sure that's...
I mean, there's no real strategy for it. It's just, I just want to. I'm like, I've got this massive troll item now.
Right, they're trying to flank here. But
Shaklo has the hook shot.
Pop the smoke.
And they might get themselves... Yeah, he should die. That's going to be the first kill on the board for Gambit. Toby, actually, his TP got interrupted. So Toby's dead. Not really a way out of there. That's going to be a nice big kill for them to take. He's still on the run, though.
Yeah, you gotta buy as much time as possible, right? So let's see how much gold are those kills worth. About 700 total, that's not a lot. And GPK is going Ags first, so...
I love the Aghanim Scepter.
It is very strong.
It is way better than... I still don't get why some people go for the Orchid. It's just a better version of the Orchid. Like, it's a 2-second AoE silence. That can be a 4-second AoE silence. If you pop it twice, you get double the shield. And if you get the 100 resonant pulse damage, it does 320 damage. So that's 640 AoE damage.
Sure. But the stats on it are different. You don't get any of the... Yeah,
you don't get the mana regen, but you do get a lot of, you know, just also the strength is pretty nice. The extra health. Bigger mana pool.
At any rate, this is an item that basically says that on his Ags they're going to fight, and he is going to hope real hard that they don't have any BKBs up on Viking by that point, which is unfortunate since the Monkey King is going straight into a BKB. Great choice. He's going to be ready to fight even when the anti-mage is still just, you know, taking his time. His agriculture has not yet ceased.
Oh, they're gonna go in. Mortimer's Kiss is coming out. Shaklo is gonna die before he can even respond. That was, well, the Roar plus Centaur Conquer stun. He'll jump in from Boom. Shad goes through though, kills off FNG. Is gonna hunt for more GPK. The Terrorblade, is he gonna join in the fight? Excess Vampire is gonna be caught out. His mana's already gone. This is just a cleanup crew for Viking GG, and the only ones living are the 1 and the 2 on the side of Gambit, but they will be able to escape with their lives.
For now, Gambit's doing a good job of just throwing the bodies of their supports at Viking every time these fights go wrong. You can see that they were thinking about going in there just because the Mortimer's Kisses and the Wukong's Command were down, but the problem is that they didn't actually have the AL. If they have AL there, they go in and they try to get the Monkey King. He could have died, but instead they don't have the burst. They make the calculation and say, alright, you know what, we're not risking GPK's life here.
Yeah, the AA Blast is a pretty big... I mean, it's the only thing the hero really does. Besides that, the rest of his utility tool is very lackluster. Oh, the creeps are just trying to man-fight up against FNG. Ice Blast comes flying in. Toby's gonna get cookied back into the cogs. But there's the Bound to Strike. The Vacuum Wall gets placed. They might get both Toby and Celery, and they're certainly gonna get both. Aramis now needs to run away. He's gonna be chased down by GPK. He's gonna go for the TP. Does not get the TP out. And Shad tried to kill off Excess Vampire there, but also another kill that they won't secure. So this was a very good turnaround fight for Gambit. However, with the recent changes in the latest patches, the assist gold that you gain is actually so incredibly minimal. Like, kill gold is still reasonably high, but assist gold is... The comeback mechanic has been completely nerfed in Dota.
The one you need to kill is Boom. He's got a 6 kill streak right now. He's very juicy. But the important thing that they gain out of that fight is, apart from just some breathing space, is they get to actually de-ward up in the triangle as well as put more wards forward again, which is like... Viking very correctly played on the bottom side of the map, and you can see by all of the sentries they really tried to push Gambit back. Unfortunately, thanks to that lost fight, Gambit has now regained this territory, and it is time for Viking to say, alright, fine, you're on the bottom side of the map, that's cool, we take Roche. Roche is top side.
They did place a very nice line of wards. However, Roche is already dead. Ice Blast came too late, they didn't scout it in time, and that's a free Aegis for Shad, who is now done with the full Manta style after his Battle Fury, which he's faster with the Manta style than the Terrorblade, who went for only the Manta style.
And it's a great timing for him as well, because this is exactly at the moment where the Aghanims from GPK is coming out. So he's going to be easily able to remove that silence. He is not a target. In general, Gambit is not going to go on the AM right now. If I'm them, I would probably aim to catch the Monkey King. If you have a ult on him, he's not going to be able to regen from his Bound to Strike lifesteal, or sorry, from the Jingu and the big burst from the Bound to Strike. That's when you can catch him.
Yeah, this is a problem. I mean, there's still they have a very good AoE team fight. Toby's gonna get caught by the Vacuum Wall Ice Blast, but he's not taking any damage. He's got that Hood of Defiance building into the pipe as well. I mean, that's like the only real threat I still saw, because once the Terrorblade pops his meta, you really
Dream has to get out.
Run away.
He is
dead.
Yeah.
Or Wukong's Command. Yeah, no, dead. Excess Vampire tried to save him. Mana Void comes out. Excess Vampire is going to be next. Shad gets a double kill, and we'll try to catch up to Shaklo. But Shaklo, of course, with that surge, will just dip out of there immediately.
Excess Vampire really needed to throw himself at Viking earlier. I don't think you can allow that Terrorblade to go down. And Viking has, they missed one ward, but they dewarded the other, so they have pretty much established vision control right now. If you are on Gambit, the map is pretty damn dark.
They won't grab the double outpost. That's a big plus for Gambit.
GPK, a little clever Aether Remnant play.
GPK is going for the Blade Mill. an item that I've seen a lot more people go for just because the stats are very useful. But in this game, they have a lot of burst. Anti-mage can easily almost kill himself if he's not paying attention.
As well as that, if he pops the mana void on someone,
but
he
will
doesn't
it
even
be
have
enough?
to be attacking the void spirit.
Yeah, true. AoE. Same with the Monkey King. Oh, Terrorblade Metamorphosis. They just fortify the middle tier 1. Honestly, you can just let the tier 1 die.
He's diving in.
Catch his celery. Ice Blast can flying out. But there's a stun in return. Do they have the stun lock control? The Boundless Strike is there. They get the kill for GPK. That is a worthwhile trade on the side of Viking. They did buy back though on Snappy. And they're going to smoke up immediately, hunting for more. Shad is incredibly aggressive right now. Needs to be careful that he doesn't lose all of his mana to the Terrorblade. He does still have that Aegis though. The Sunder comes out. Toby is gonna almost die, but no, he will be able to run this off. They lose no one on the side of Viking. GG. It was a very nice attempt, but Shaklo, does he pop the Soul Ring into Surge? No, the Bash comes out. Shad has that Bash already done, and an ultra kill for Boom. They tip GPK. BM tips to boot. 17k lead, and this is over.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing how Gambit tried to make up for their incredibly lost laning stage. But I gotta say that I really expected just sharper play out of them, especially from the Clockwork, who could have made a difference with any rotations. But just nothing really happened. Their choice of team fights and their choice of plays after that was correct, but right now I think they're going to give it one more go, but this is the desperation move.
Aramis gets cookied out of there. Stolen Sunder onto X's Vampire. They're gonna catch GPK. Yeah, this is... Dream doesn't have Metamorphosis, so he can't fight. It's just a Terrorblade without meta is a completely useless hero.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they're just gonna walk up high ground. Shad still has the Aegis for another 20 seconds. The tier 3 tower, yeah, the GGs get called, and Viking GG take the first game of the tournament of the EU versus CIS LA Group A tournament. That was a very good performance, but the draft was really in their favor, honestly.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. I was curious to see if Gambit could pull out any tricks, but especially with giving their mid lane just that first momentum with the first blood really helped out to put GPK in an even more unwinnable situation. And from that moment on, you just lose all 3 lanes. And I would be in favor of Gambit if they manage to, do equal on 2 lanes or even win 1 lane and lose 2. But in this case, you lose all 3 lanes. It should never happen. And Gambit really has to go back to the drawing board to make sure that does not happen in game 2.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with the Terrorblade, actually. It's a hero that normally just loses his lane, catches up in the jungle, but if you want him to catch up in the jungle, you need to actually be able to force the enemy to fight and hold even against the enemy's lineup, and in this case, they just didn't have the power in their line. I mean, Shaklo needs to get level 9 before he gets his vacuum. X's Vampire, well, he just, the moment he has hookshot, he can fight, and GPK got completely butchered in the laning stage as well, so they were just on the back foot the entire time, struggling to get back in the game, and very good performance by Viking GG. Very proud of them. My boys. But yeah, that was game number 1.
Repeat.
Yeah, easy. Nah, it was nice. We'll be back for game number 2 after the commercial break. See you guys then.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Dota's the kind of game where you kind of know you're going to win before it's even over. I was having a down day, and I decided to revisit some good memories. My name is Peter PPD Dager, and these are my moments of brilliance.
Multiple witnesses have reported mysterious shadow sightings all around the city. According to experts, the origin of these shadows is due.
You leave it to me. I'll get your taxes in an okay place.
What?
Well, just as soon as my audit is over, this gets my undivided attention.
Take a lot of trips to the islands, Phil.
Pretty great, right? Oh, Phil's legally dead. Fell off a boat. Going by Dennis now. Salary. Long story. Then we got, oh, no, you're not gonna wanna see this.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Just okay is not okay. AT&T has America's best network, now with our best plans at our best prices, starting at $35 a line for 4 lines, new from AT&T.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Under peach yellow skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away. All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Baby, leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. You're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Dota's the kind of game where you kind of know you're going to win before it's even over. I was having a down day, and I decided to revisit some good memories. My name is Peter PPD Dager, and these are my moments of brilliance.
Multiple witnesses have reported mysterious shadow sightings all around the city. According to experts, the origin of these shadows is
You leave it to me. I'll get your taxes in an okay place.
What?
Well, just as soon as my audit is over, this gets my undivided attention.
Take a lot of trips to the islands, Bill.
Pretty great, right? Oh, Phil's legally dead. Fell off a boat. Going by Dennis now. Salary. Long story. Then we got, oh, no, you're not gonna want to see this.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Just okay is not okay. AT&T has America's best network, now with our best plans at our best prices, starting at $35 a line for 4 lines, new from AT&T.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
ESL 1 Los Angeles is brought to you in part by Intel, Mercedes-Benz, AT&T, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, and GG Bet.
Welcome everyone to game number 2 between Viking GG and Gambit Esports. Game number 1 was a complete stomp on the side of Viking GG. I'm your caster for this match, DK Truman, and my co-caster is Kips.
Hi there.
And
10 seconds
we're
remaining.
gonna check out what they banned in the draft so far. We see the
5
Dream
seconds
Morphling ban. I get the Aramis Rubik ban that they just played last game, but surprisingly enough, I know that Boom plays the Meepo, but banning it in the first round of bans?
Well, you don't really get any more opportunities to push 2 cheese heroes out of it at the same time. So you gotta, if you really don't want to face the Meepo, then you just gotta get it out now. And then if you accidentally create space for, say, a Huskar or a Broodmother later, you still have 1 ban to deal with that. But it's a precaution, as well as that it leaves the space for some other heroes to slip through the draft. I've noticed that Viking banned out the Chen themselves because Gambit has the first pick this time around. And it seems like Gambit are actually improvising a little bit here. I don't quite know what to do yet.
Yeah, they
Radiant team
probably should have
pick.
taken a little bit more time on the bans. They're going to go for the Snapfire themselves, steal that one away from Celery. I'm assuming there's going to be a Nyx Assassin to counter the Snapfire, because a hard counter to the Mortimer's Kisses is, of course, the Spike Carapace.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rubik normally as well, but the Rubik has already been picked up.
Yes,
Banned
the
out,
rig
I
has
mean.
been removed.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
would say, though, that I'd be a little bit surprised by
5
a straight-up
seconds remaining.
Nyx pick here, just because Viking has shown that they want to play fast, and Nyx is only a fast-playing hero if you can really get the right
Radiant
lineup around it.
team pick.
Lycan.
That's probably going to be an off-lane Lycan for Toby. I mean, Shad also plays it, but most of the time when they're playing the Lycan, it's going to be Toby off-lane, and I mean, yeah, it kind of loses the lane, but then he gets the Necrobook, Helm of the Dominator, and then he just rushes at you, Dota.
Dire team pick.
As you said, quick games,
Enchantress.
the Celery Ench, he's a micro player. And this is already enough push pretty much for your entire draft.
It is, yes. So they can get anything done on the map with this. I like having 2 push heroes as well, just because it means that you can threaten one tower, get your actions there, and then push a
10
second tower
seconds
without any
remaining.
opposition. So I'm curious to see if we're going to see
5
Viking
seconds
deliberately
remaining.
do that this game. And of course, if you throw everything at the same time at a tower, you have a gigantic army with the extra regen from the
Dire
Lycan,
team ban.
as well as possible
Admiral
howl
Contra.
buffs, etc. Yeah, Gambit is already forced into a good wave clearing hero here, as well as just Kunkka is very sustainable, so he can handle an assault on his own for a while if he wants to. Plus, the team fight's always good against a team that looks to push. because they will be gathering at those towers, and that's where you can get them.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and it's also one of GPK's most played heroes.
5
It could still be swapped
remaining.
over to Shatlow in the off lane, but it's, you know, a comfort pick for
Radiant team
GPK.
back.
Doesn't have too many mid counters. I mean, it used to be the OD, but actually OD these days, because they don't level the arcane orb anymore, it just doesn't. It doesn't really win against strength cores anymore in the mid lane, because that was why it won in the past. You just got one value point in it, but without the splash, it gives you no
10
value in
seconds
farming.
remaining.
Exactly.
5 seconds remaining.
Because of that, Kunkka doesn't. I mean, Monkey King, I guess, would be a decent enough counter to it. They're gonna ban out the Beastmaster. They expect that Toby doesn't have his hero picked yet, but they might get surprised by the Lycan offlane.
Yeah, this sounds like they
Radiant
haven't quite
team
done their
pick.
research, and they don't know that he plays it offline, because that's a wasted ban right
Dire
there.
team pick.
That's an Aramis Shadow Demon. Very good save hero against the Kunkka X Mark Torrent Wombo combo. Also good against the Snapfire. And counters most safe laners, because Demonic Purge is one hell of a spell.
Demonic Purge is pretty amazing. Shadow Demon is one of those supports that just is useful at all phases of the game. He scales
10
very
seconds
deeply, and if
remaining.
you can ever get an Aghanim Scepter up on that guy, you can just go to
5
town.
seconds remaining.
So what I would like Viking to pick up now is just more team fight, either that or a way to properly dive. Because right now Gambit has really got you on the choke point fights. You can siege, but if Gambit is in position, they can just push you off of their towers again with the amount of combined damage that they have at range with the Kunkka, with the Snapfire.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be a mid-boom Storm Spirit. With the Lycan in the lineup, they can literally just dive on top of whoever they want.
Mm-hmm. That sounds really good. It's a nice pickup
Radiant
against the
team
Kunkka as
pick.
well. Because you don't care about the...
Well, it's Treant's good with the Snapfire, with the Kunkka, go ship, the Overgrowth, go ship, Mortimer's Kisses. Massive team fight on Gambit's side.
As well as the ability to heal towers from chip damage, so Viking has to go in or the full Monty if they want to actually take a tower down. They have to commit. And this Timbersaw is the other way to get up close and personal to this this team fighty lineup of Gambit. Like, all right, fine, you wanna cast some spells on me? Just go ahead, guys.
Yeah, and there's also a pipe builder so that the Lycan, his creeps are gonna get protected. But most importantly, he is gonna destroy that Treant in the laning stage. Nowhere to hide for the Treant. He's just a useless accessory to the laning stage. They might want to try and make this a tri-lane then for Gambit. To try and destroy the Timbersaw's lane, because Treant is not a hero that can lane against Timbersaw.
It's possible. One of the problems that I see here as well is that if you want to go for a classic lane counter to Timbersaw, something like an Ursa, for example, you don't get to play those heroes versus Lycan. You don't.
Yeah, no, you just don't get the cat. Lycan is...
Radiant
he's gonna kill your
team
entire
back.
team before he even looks at you. Oh, Monkey King also a decent hero against Timbersaw, has the massive attack range and a good AoE stun to deal with the Lycan creeps to boot.
Yeah, I like this pick much more. He is
Though
not going
against
to be happy about the Shadow Demon or the Enchantress, by the way.
yeah, no, those two absolutely destroy the Monkey King, especially in the laning stage, because Monkey King it's a very strong hero, has very big heal potential and sustainability, but it has one big problem, and that is burst. And Shadow Demon is a hero that slowly but surely builds up a lot of burst. And then one-shots the Monkey King most of the time, because they're gonna need, he's gonna need, well, normally they go for Echo Saber, but yeah, the BKB is a must-have for the Monkey King, otherwise, even the Lycan, like if you don't have the Jingle Mastery ready, and you Boundless Strike the Lycan creeps, they're not gonna die, because they have ridiculous health, and then the Monkey King still gets overwhelmed by the Lycan.
This entire draft from Gambit feels so defensive. It feels like they have been on the back foot since the very first pick, and they can't really do anything else than counter pick right now, and it leads to not really having a game plan on their side. Like even if they take over the game right now, it doesn't feel like they have a good way to bring it to a close. So their last pick is going to have to do a ton of work, whereas Viking can do pretty much anything they want with their last pick. They would probably want some more like straight up disables.
Yeah, they're lacking in
a
disables.
source of magic damage probably. Like I could see something like a Leshrac working really well for them.
Oh, they banned the Dusa. That might have actually been a really heads-up ban there, because they can extend the game pretty nicely on the Gambit side if they put the Monkey King safe, or Monkey King mid for that matter, and then the Kunkka offlane, because I still think Shachlo Kunkka offlane is a very good possibility here.
10 seconds.
Good against the Lycan in the lane, good against the decent against the Enchantress in the lane.
5 seconds remaining.
Yes, for sure, and it would allow them to actually let the Monkey King dodge either of the supports by putting him mid.
Dire team pick.
Let's see, Ember Spirit ban. Okay, they're afraid of some dive. The Bat Rider, okay, that's gonna be most likely Shachlo. Could still put him in the mid lane though. But it's very good against the Lycan, it's very good against the Timbersaw. It's very good in every lane that you pretty much put it so far.
I really like this pick, especially because this actually gives them some threat on the map as opposed to just having all of these picks that sit back and defend these towers.
Remaining.
Monkey King is of course good with his vision if he gets off the ground, but Bat Rider is really
5 seconds
he's a killing force, and he can kill in combination with pretty much any of these heroes. So as long as he can play off map, Viking actually has to be more careful about just treating the entire map as if it's their own. They're going to end up pushing some towers early no matter what. That's what their lineup does. But then in that dark space, the Bat Rider can do work.
Yeah, I think that last pick from Gambit actually kind of turned it all around. It gives them that... I mean, they're going to win one of their lanes at least. Like, whatever... What? Juggernaut mid Lycan? No, mid Timbersaw. No, wait, what?
Yeah, that's going to be a mid Timber.
Yeah, mid Timber. Okay, boom Timber. And then it's going to be the Lycan offlane still... being played probably by Toby, but I mean, this mid-timber? Yes, no, yes, no. I mean, if they're waiting, you know, if he's going to be up against the Kunkka, yes, mid-timber is going to, of course, be picked, but that's the thing. Shachlo can also easily just swap over towards the middle lane and deal with the Timbersaw. As we said, the Bat Rider wins against pretty much any lane, except for right now the Jugger, because he can just purge it off with the spin. I mean, it's still really good because you can lasso him while he's spinning, you spin TPing, so you have a...
Sorry, I'm just enjoying this Mexican standoff
10
here.
10 seconds remaining.
It's like,
who's gonna pick first?
who's gonna, 5 seconds? You can't react here anymore. You need to already be on your heroes unless you're...
Yeah. Boom picks up the Timbersaw, and then GPK goes for the Bat Rider. Sneaky devil.
Yes, they were waiting for that. I love these little extra plays because it matters, right? And so you got the prediction correct. It is a Shachlo Kunkka on that side lane, and now they need to just. This is going to be interesting because both teams really want to scout the lanes now. The Bat Rider is going to be dodging that Juggernaut matchup, so he's going to have a good lane no matter what.
Oh, the Bat Rider's going to go mid. I mean, they're not going to put Juggernaut mid. Well, they could. Honestly, they could. But then they probably put the Monkey King mid and yada, yada, yada. You get this lane dodge games constantly. Maybe we'll see position 1s being level 1 at 3 minutes in with how the game works.
I've seen that happen from time to time, but if they try to do any lane swapping shenanigans, it's GPK with the advantage just because he beats most matchups in here, whereas Shad, he can switch around to beat the Bat Rider, but he doesn't beat any of the other 2 matchups himself. So he is unfortunately going to be the one that has to run after the right matchup, which is the disadvantage.
Okay, so Shad's going into the middle lane actually to lane up against GPK so far. That's gonna be an interesting showing.
Yeah, the question is now if GPK wants to take that, just because it probably means that the side lanes are locked in, and if you get Kunkka versus Lycan and Monkey King versus Timbersaw, you might just say that going even on mid lane is good enough for you. So both teams now, I need to switch my visions around here because this scouting is everything now. You can see the Timber staying in the trees. Monkey King's running around in the extra speed form just because he needs to go to the lanes. And did they see him on top? I think that ward on top spotted the Monkey King. Sideslow now hiding in the trees as well.
Yeah, they knew that the Monkey King was top lane. That they did see. But yeah, did they see him place the ward? Monkey King. I think Monkey King might have seen him place walk up there, but I don't know if they checked for his ward, for instance. It's gonna be, yeah, so far GPK sticking with that middle lane. Toby, not really sure what lane he wants to go in.
The battle begins.
And he's gonna head towards the bottom lane where he'd be facing up against Dream.
The Vikings got the correct swap.
Yeah,
and this means most likely that we're going to see GPK and actually, would GPK have to switch with Sideslow? This is rough now for Gambit. Really like how Viking played this one out.
Our blade is swifter.
This is a game of very interesting chess.
And
who
since
can make the right
is a
move?
chess player, I favor Viking in these kinds of exchanges.
Yeah, Shachlo, he's just gonna run out of top lane because he knows he can't win that lane. And they're gonna send GPK towards the top, Shachlo towards the middle lane. Aramis is actually gonna try and interrupt that rotation as much as he can. Yeah, he's gonna just spam. Wow, it's the one spam versus the other. Shadow Poison versus Sticky Napalm. And now they put Dream into the middle lane. They're gonna send Shachlo all the way to the bottom lane, and they're gonna send GPK towards the top lane.
Yes. I think this is the easiest switch for them in the sense that it has the lowest downtime on any of the heroes being in lane, except for Sideslow, who is like, he's the offlaner, he'll just have to deal.
And now Shad's gonna head over towards the top lane.
Yeah, but now they'll have to do the same on Viking, which means that it is Boom who'd have to move all the way to bot. And that's not what you want to do right there.
Then, okay, Boom switching out, and now he's heading towards the middle lane, I guess, to deal with Dream. I mean, Monkey King is annoying, but it's not... He can handle himself if he just gets some reactive armor stacks.
Yeah, those might be the kind of lanes that Gambit would accept, though. No? They're not?
Yeah, I think this is... They still get the advantage in 2 of their lanes. Toby, Wolves are going to get killed off by Shachlo the entire time.
They're not taking it.
Wow.
GPK is also mid again.
They really want to actually win all 3 of their lanes. I mean, 2 of the 3, I would say, is good enough.
Yeah, that would be good enough normally.
Okay, well, Aramis versus Excess Vampire, easy farm. This is... Well, they are higher level there, higher level than 1. So, that's a plus.
Dream's up to the top now. He's gonna get a lot of good hits off on Aramis here. Unless, yeah, he's gonna have to...
Cookie stun. Aramis is gonna run the opposite direction, actually. Shotgun blasted. Boundless strike comes in. Aramis... Does he get away? He's gonna go for a long run. Shotgun's almost ready.
Probably happy to chase after him.
Well, he's got brown boots, so he's a lot faster than Excess Vampire, and he's just gonna run it off.
Dream's fine with that. He got a lot of good hits in on the Timbersaw now.
In the meantime, Shad actually has most creep kills. And, well, Excess Vampire is, you know, at the core list. Aramis almost gets killed off there by Excess Vampire. But that's also a plus side of the Timbersaw versus Snapfire lane. It's the Snapfire is a strength hero, so that Whirling Death does a lot of damage to Snappy.
Oh yeah, it really hurts. That said though, if he's busy bothering the Snapfire, he is not bothering the Monkey King.
Yeah, but he can't, you know, he can't really bother the Monkey King that much. Chingo Mastery is a pain. Every single time you get to 2/3 stacks, you have to walk back.
It is, and it looks like Gambit's going to get to keep these lanes now. So they do have Monkey versus Timber. We're saying, alright, fine, you know what, you can have the even lane on the mid. With the Bad Rider versus Juggernaut, and then the benefit of the Kunkka with his splash versus the Lycan and all of his extra creeps.
Oh, top lane, Dream taking a decent amount of damage. I think that Timber Chain actually whiffed. Dream has 3 Shadow Poison debuff stacks, but he needs to have all 5 of them. Even if he had all 5 of them, he still wouldn't have died.
And he gets to dodge it with the Mischief as well.
Now, that's one of the most strange mechanics ever. If you have an Oracle Monkey King in your game, where you can dodge the damage that you take from False Promise, which is like, what? It's the most weird mechanic I've encountered. I was like, that seems a little bit broken.
I think Mischief in general is broken. You get straight up a dodge for free. So you don't have to skill it or anything. It's just something that your hero does naturally.
Yeah, it's I mean, Monkey King has always been a little bit of a special case. Courier Snipe, easy for Toby. Celery is starting to harass a little bit more with those enchant creeps. Is actually gonna TP top to deal with Dream, it seems. Does he have a decent creep here? No, not really. But they are gonna go for Dream, and they have the slow available. They have a lot of damage. They want to get first blood in. Impetus, he's gonna go for the TP towards the tier 1 tower. Healing salves available for Snapfire, but it's not even necessary. They won't get the kill secured, and they're gonna swap Aramis towards the bottom lane now. Without any mana though. But it is the Shadow Demon is a very good hero against both the Kunkka and the Treant, because he can scout the Treant in the trees, and he can make sure that the X-Mark Ghost Ship Torrent combo doesn't work with the disruption.
Ooh, that was not the play, Celery. He wanted to get some impetus hits off on Exodus Vampire, but in doing so ended up under the tower without any creeps incoming, because Boom was tanking those, and he gets quickly blown up.
Well, that's a little bit of a rip for him. Though Boom wants to go for Exodus Vampire here in return. Willing Death gets the kill secured. Has level 3 reactive armor, so he's not going to die to Dream, even if he hits him like crazy.
Yeah, but Dream's not gonna die to him either. And oh, GPK is coming in. That's, yeah, time to Timber Chain out, mate.
Top tower is under attack.
It's more of the slow. I'm honestly
no
not sure.
flame
Is
break.
GPK just going to dive the tower here?
Celery is here. He's gonna go for Dream, but the tower targets GPK instead, and that was actually a pretty painful... I mean, he doesn't have a point in Flame Break, which is kind of surprising, because a value point just to push someone towards you almost always gets picked up on the Bat Rider.
It does, and the total damage over time, especially on targets with a lot of napalm on them, is actually really nice as well. So I'm surprised to see him end up on this top lane without really any kill power. I guess it's just a lane swap though. GPK is staying.
And Toby is in the jungle now. Aramis taking over the bottom lane. They will get the lasso onto Boom finally and secure the kill. Shad is looking for the Omni Slash onto GPK. Needs that vision. Celery is just going to try and chase him down. If he gets the ensnare, that should be a kill onto GPK. Doesn't have a TP scroll for... Oh, he just walked right into Shad. Omni and spin, and well, not even spin needed. He's just gonna die from the straight up Omni, and that's a very worthwhile kill. Let's swap over to the net with Shad. Shad top net with GPK second. The Shad's level 8 right now, and the Juggernaut's going for the Diffusal Blade first item, which, yeah, I mean, good damage. Mana drain is always nice.
Yeah, it's a build that allows you to start fighting very early.
Bottom lane, Lycan, Metamorphosis, Shapeshift, sorry, not Meta. Ghost Ship comes through, is going to connect onto Aramis. Will they get killed? The Torrent comes afterwards. He's really trying to kill off Shatchlow, but Shatchlow has that living armor level 2 on him, so he is pretty damn tanky with the 2 braces as well. 1400 health. Probably should have gone for FNG there.
both of them are very hard targets, especially because both of them had the boat buff on them as well. You can't really kill anyone there, and it's one of the few cases where the fact that even if the Lycan ult lasts 22 seconds now, the boat buff's got a pretty solid duration too.
Aramis going for Slow again. X mark Torrent. And there's the slow from FNG's very annoying Nature's Grasp, which is near impossible to run out of. He's trying to get that center stomp in. Toby, does he get it? It doesn't matter at this point.
Anymore. He could have.
In the meantime, however, Shad did take out the tier 1 tower top lane, and he's already 2 blades of alacrity into his diffusal blade. So that's actually a very big threat that they have. They're going to go for the outpost pickup. Both outposts on the side of Vikings G. 10-minute outposts is not that much value. Oh, he's going to spin in time.
Nice anticipation play there. If he doesn't spin, he loses the outpost.
And also Celery with the scouting Satyr Tormentor so that they knew that it would be coming in. Heads up move.
Nice. Gotcha. So yeah, that's not even a tower trade for the safe lane now, and that's gonna make Gambit feel a little bit pressured here. Although I gotta say, the fact that Sideslow has been having such a good lane up against the Lycan does mean that they don't really need to put any other cores in the bot lane just to get the tower down. They're actually forcing the Lycan to do
another shapeshift. This time he's gonna go for FNG. However, Dream is also here. Center Stomp comes out. Toby doesn't wanna. Oh my god, those crits. FNG, will he get away? The Lycan army is gonna turn their attention to Dream for a second. They're gonna just straight up dip and probably lose the bottom tier 1. Celery just TP'd in, but their entire lineup is in that bottom lane to get the tier 1 tower down. So,
yes. Which is unfortunate because it means that they give too much space to Boom on the mid lane here, and the Lycan just uses ult to run mid. This is GPK has to hurry, and I don't think he's actually in time to save this tower. I think that's a misplay from Gambit, honestly.
Gonna try and kill off the creeps, it seems, but Boom goes back in. Axis Vampire. The Timbersaw does a lot of damage. There's no tree there, buddy. He's gonna get lassoed. Taken for a little run, takes a lot of magic damage, doesn't have magic armor yet. Overgrowth gets pump faked by FNG, he's not going to get thrown out. Chad's going to spin onto FNG, now the overgrowth comes through. They do still have that Omni Slash available, and they're running a little bit low on the Gambit side, so they got to be careful. Wukong Sman comes out. Toby tried to fight, but he doesn't have his shapeshift, so without shapeshift, Lycan's kind of weak. Well, it's really weak. Pretty much like a Terrorblade.
Not a hero. Oh, Omni Slash.
Onto Shachlo, who's dropping low. There's going to be the spin. Shachlo finally dies, but he is way too tanky. He's also almost done with the Crimson Guard on top of it. Which is good against the Lycan and the Edge.
That Crimson Guard is really going to enable Gambit to just straight up fight this Lycan lineup. And I honestly think that Gambit got away pretty well there. The kill from Dream over on the side was really what they needed, and he's going to have his I totally forgot the name of the item.
Wait, who? Oh, sorry.
Dream.
Yeah, Dream's gonna Jingle Mastery, but get bursted down in time by Aramis. And
that's the delay on that Echo Saber that I said he nearly had.
Okay, the Echo Saber.
I wanted to say he nearly had.
Okay, yeah, no, got it. And on the other side, we're gonna see Boom with well, he already has the Hood of Defiance. He's gonna go for that pipe, of course, so that his team doesn't immediately get taken out by the magic damage, which is heavy on the side of Gambit.
Absolutely dead on top lane. Well, is he getting
It's a Timbersaw with Hood of Defiance. He doesn't die to anything.
I mean, it's GPK not spending the lasso there that confuses me. If you commit this many resources, then surely you'd want to go in.
I don't even know if with the lasso they'd still have the kill though. Like, he's got 1945. That's a lot of health.
It is a lot of health. I would be counting on the sticky napalm to do a lot of work, but yeah, in that case they should have probably calculated a bit better before going in there, because that was a big commitment. They used the Mortimer's Kisses as well. If the Lycan would feel like pushing right now, he totally could, but instead I think he's just going for the second level of the Necronomicon. He's not in a hurry.
Yeah, they know that the timing is not exactly right now once he has Necrobook level 3. He actually, you know what he does go? He does go for a third item Aghanim Scepter every once in a while, and then you have a Juggernaut chasing after you with Shapeshift, which is always really scary.
Oh, that is terrifying. Juggernaut is one of the scariest ones for sure. I've seen some Elder Titan running action. That is also. Oh,
that sounds super
a
deadly.
wolf with a briefcase? No, but really. And they're currently just leaving Sachlo up on top to defend this, and I just want to point this out again. I hope he doesn't get caught by Aramis. He might know. The way that Vikings squeeze out the map has been really good in both of these games. Like, they're clearly very comfortable with how to play a tempo lineup, how to take control. And once again, Gambit are kind of confined to this one corner of their map, and they really need to put in a lot of effort to get out of there.
Throwing everything on Celery, but he doesn't. That Dreamer's gonna get stunned up.
Really?
Tries to Wukong's command out of the trees, and he just gets annihilated there. They're gonna rush right into the Roche Pit and get themselves an Aegis, because there's no Monkey King, so no Wukong's command. Perfect timing.
Very painful for Gambit. They're going to have to contest, actually. This is very rough if they don't, but they don't have a boat. At least Mortimer's Kisses does a ton of damage. Look at that.
But the healing word in the Roche Pit healed them for almost everything. Omni Slash onto the Bat Rider, immediately dead. That's a dead GPK. They're gonna go for FNG, Timber Chain up the high ground.
As well.
And Treant to boot, and they can just continue finishing off Roche. Actually, on the side, Aramis is pushing Shacklo further away. Get out away from the Roche Pit. This is our Roche. This is Vikings' game to win.
For sure. They have once again established complete control, especially the couple of D-wards that happened in the top jungle now. There is... If you want to quickly switch over to the Dire view, look at how little they can see right now. They can't see shit.
Yeah, so, they counter-warded literally everything.
So literally, the fact that Sachlo showed on top and the enemy moved towards him is the only reason that Dream can show on this bot lane at all. Otherwise, he would have to be hiding in the trees. They have to take big risks just to get their farm up right now. And I am still looking at GPK and waiting for him
Radiant's
to
bottom tower is under attack.
Start actually threatening these enemy heroes, because so far they haven't really had any reason to be afraid of him.
Yeah, the Bat Rider is also not a hero that becomes like, he's got his 2 items. This is probably about the strongest timing that he's gonna have as a Bat Rider. He doesn't become much stronger after this. The items that he goes afterwards are more supportive build items, and that's where the Monkey King has to come in. But the Monkey King, he's got the Echo first. Next item is gonna be the Deso. He's gonna have still no health whatsoever. He's, as you can see, the Lyca gets on top of him for a split second, gets that Centaur Stomp in, and melts.
Yep, monkey sandwich. So what I'm looking for is good ults from Sachlo. He's got 2 very fragile cores. He's the tanky one. He's nearly got that Crimson Guard. Now, we've been saying that for a while, that he's nearly had the Crimson, but it's... Viking has been putting so much pressure on this guy.
They've had a couple of hard fights.
They have. So... if you can get the Ghost Ship out, and Viking is already committed, that's where you get to play. And GPK?
Gotta catch Aramis. Yeah, that turn rate reduction, he can't get the disruption off in time.
But there's a Lycan running in from the side.
Axis Vampire. Oh, the clumsy, not the clumsy enough, but just the root. He dead. Are they gonna catch more? FNG, Boom is gonna cut down all the trees, spots out FNG, and that's a dead little treant. It's also nice that the Enchantress can enchant off that very annoying armor.
Offensive purges are great, and they have 2 of them on the side of Viking right now. It's ridiculous. So yeah, GPK just spends his next Firefly on this bottom creep wave. Right now it's all about just keeping the waves out, because anytime you let a wave get close to your tower, your tower is dead. You gotta do something about it before all of these creeps are on your tower, and I think they are too late in the case of the top lane. So I expect to see Gambit just back off and not fight it at all. Or go for the 5-man rotation if they feel like they can take a fight and it's not about saving the tower. And they are moving in. They had some vision of Shad in the enemy jungle actually, so they might think this is a go time.
Celery is again gonna be the target. They really dislike Celery.
Well, a hop, skip, and a jump.
Oh! GPK just cuts the tree where Dream was jumping onto.
Whoops. There's some anti-synergy right there.
Oh, that was... luckily enough, Viking GG were too far away, because that should have been under vision of the outpost. Lasso drag. Shad, however, with the Omni Slash.
Oh, hug each other. Hug each other,
Vampire.
boys.
There's going to be the spin. Ghost Ship's not going to connect, and luckily enough, it was only X's Vampire that lost his life.
Crash.
Okay.
Sorry. Go.
Quick lag spike or something.
I don't know who crashed, but they have an amazing PC if they started up Dota again without reconnecting.
I was also thinking, that's not a crash. That doesn't seem like a crash.
They're liars. Oh, GPK, that's not where you want to be. Are you tanky enough to survive this? No, you're not.
Oh, wait, I missed that one. Sorry. Whoopsie daisy. I thought that they'd all be hiding in their base right now because Shad is walking up the high ground together with Toby. And then knocking at that tier 3 tower. They do not have a ghost ship available. And Shaklow's cleave is not really that much damage. Dream on the side. They know that he's there. They cut the tree. Oh my god. Dream gets absolutely annihilated there. It was... I mean... You could see that one happening from a mile away.
It's like standing in the path of an oncoming bus.
Yeah, that's luckily enough they don't have the side lanes pushed out, the tier 1 bottom, tier 2 bottom, and the tier 2 top still standing there. But that was really disastrous. Dream should have known that Timbersaw would they'd spot that. I mean, you can see that jump happening.
Yes, and in terms of like, we haven't seen a single good Wukong's command from him yet. I think we've seen just the one which got the kill on the Lycan in the river fight previously, but that was it. And yeah, GPK got the creep wave on bot already, but there's no backdoor regen on tier 1 towers. So Viking does not give a single hoot. Oh,
they did lose the Aegis there over time, but Juggernaut's now done with the bash. He's going for the Abyssal Blade next. I'm really hoping that we're going to see that beautiful Aghanim Scepter soon. I love the Swift Slash, I think it's called.
It is. I saw a petition by Shiver to make it be called Quick Slash instead, because that, you know,
exactly.
You can say it a lot better.
That's the only reason why I know it's called Swift Slash, because Shiver complained about it.
That's how you learn?
Yes.
Well, ask Shiver to complain about a couple of more things. He'll be top level in no time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh yeah, this is looking like, again, Viking GG. They're complete control over the map, pushing out all the waves right now, smoking, seeing if anyone walks in their own jungle for a split second. I really do love this ward though from Gambit. This is a ward that very little people actually place, because it never really gets counter-warded. It's
which
just
one?
the one in the top jungle.
Over there.
Like so many. Oh, Lycan. Ulti comes out. GPK in the middle lane. He's gonna get... Does he get the lasso? He does get the lasso onto Shad, but there's a disruption save coming out. He does have the Omni Slash available. Do they have control? Shad? No, the healing is enough on the side of Viking GG, but Shad, he's in trouble. He's still stuck in the Wukong's command. Will he? Will he? He's on the run!
Oh my god.
He actually escapes, and they're not going to lose a single soul. Shachlo is the last one. Does he get the whip? If he goes for the whip onto the creep, he could have gotten the kill there. Ooh, that could have been a random whip to save the game.
That's GG.
The GG call.
Everything on Shad. He lives. And Gambit's just like, you know what? These guys, too crazy for us. They keep running at us. We're done with this. We're done being run at. And huge congratulations to Viking, because they have been winning a lot of competitions recently, but they've all been, you know, in the tier 2, tier 3 level. And now we see them move up until like a minor major type team, like proper top level CIS team. And Gambit goes down in 2 23-minute games. That is really very impressive. And they did it so convincingly. I haven't seen him actually drop the ball a single time. You could see Gambit looking for openings, maneuvering, but they were clearly out of their element. And judging by Dream's play on that Monkey King, they weren't really feeling it at all.
Yeah, they were a little bit off-centered in this game, but I have to say Viking GG's performance, you know, we saw the laning stage and we saw the lanes and we were like, this is going to be pretty painful for Viking GG once the lanes were actually settled. They looked incredibly solid lanes for Gambit, but like we've talked about this before, Gambit is not really an active team and they're playing heroes, the Monkey King, the offlane Kunkka, the mid lane Bat Rider, the Snapfire. These are very aggressive heroes. These are heroes that need to take the fight to the enemy. Then again, you're up against a lineup that is even earlier, but they're not heroes that want to take a game to late. GPK, the Bat Rider, is not a late game core. It's a early game has to snowball type of hero. And if they're just only farming, eventually a Juggernaut and a Lycan, and also the Timbersaw that just doesn't die, with the save of Aramis behind it, they're just nearly impossible to beat.
Yeah. In total, just a very solid showing coming out from Viking, and a bit of a shaky one from Gambit. So I'm going to be looking forward to seeing Viking take down some more top dogs in this ESL online competition. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, this was a very good performance, and it's good to be a Viking GG fan today.
Let's hope you can continue to be happy about that for a lot longer, because I enjoy their style, and I'd like to see it break some more ground here.
Yeah, this was a good series. I hope you all enjoyed it. This was our cast for the day. My name's DK Schumann, my co-caster is Kips, and well, that was pretty much it for us. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Dota is the kind of game where you kind of know you're going to win before it's even over. I was having a down day, and I decided to revisit some good memories. My name is Peter PPD Dagger, and these are my moments of brilliance.
Multiple witnesses have reported mysterious shadow sightings all around the city. According to experts, the origin of these shadows is
You leave it to me. I'll get your taxes in an okay place.
What?
Well, just as soon as my audit is over, this gets my undivided attention.
Take a lot of trips to the islands, Bill.
Pretty great, right? Oh, Phil's legally dead. Fell off a boat. Going by Dennis now. Salary. Long story. Then we got, oh, no, you're not gonna want to see this.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Just okay is not okay. AT&T has America's best network, now with our best plans at our best prices, starting at $35 a line for 4 lines, new from AT&T.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
I'm the one at the head of the podium. Kids' choice here.
skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away. All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. You are mine. Come on and run away. We wanna run away. We don't need any reasons, baby. Leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand